Hi everyone, and welcome to your 2 Peas in a Bucket Project Life video for this Saturday. I am going to get started here with today's challenge for you and what we're going to be working on, and that's going to be using 2x2 pockets. In addition to some of the 2x2 printables that are in the shop. It's a great combination because they're already sized exactly how you need just to slip into these pockets, and as we go along you'll see, because the color scheme is a little bit, well, not a little bit, because the color scheme is cohesive here with the printables, it helps a more busy layout like this become more cohesive when you kind of stick to those colors. So we're going to use a 2x2 pocket today for our Project Life spread. I was asked in the comments, or somebody posed a question, how do you do a spread if you want to maybe highlight an event rather than a week? So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. This was actually a little birthday weekend getaway, and so that is what we're going to be doing our Project Life. So you could make this a whole week, and in this week I had more things happen than just this weekend, but we're going to be focusing on this weekend event here. So I'm going to start up here, and I have kind of placed things how I want to, but I'm going to go through and kind of explain the process and tell you where I made mistakes and kind of jazz it up a little bit. So here obviously is just one of the 2x2 printables. I'm just going to leave that there. You can see I have kind of more of a neutral color scheme going. The printables that I'm primarily using are from this sheet. There are some on the other printables, there are some more, reds and greens as well, if you'd like to do that. These are the December printables, but we have the gold and the silver with the white, kind of a more neutral going on. And I like that because there are so many photos that you can put in here with lots of different colors going on. And of course, if you didn't want all the colors in your photos, you could change it to black and white, but I didn't. So I just wanted it to be a little bit, flow a little bit better. This actually is from, we did some shopping in Chicago, and so this is a little anthro tag thing that was in one of my bags. So I went ahead and cut it 2x2 size, and I went ahead and typed lots of fun shopping on there. And then it's going to be right beside a photo of another store that we went into. So I'm going to keep those shopping-ish things together. That's one thing, to include a little bit of paraphernalia or memorabilia or whatever you want to call it when you go on those little getaways or trips. So I remembered to keep this little card. Not great at remembering those things, but I am. A lot of my photos, I'm just going to leave them just the photo. I have a little bit of a blank space on some of them, and so I went ahead and typed some captions and some little words, just a tiny little description of some of the photos. I don't even know that I'm going to do for all of them, but I'm going to end up cutting those out as kind of like little labels, and then I'll end up sewing them then along here. So when the layout is complete, you'll see that. This is a little ornament, and I will be completely honest and say it has really nothing to do with this weekend. I didn't get this little snowflake ornament, but it just kind of went along with my theme, and I did buy it that week but not that weekend. So we're going to just pretend like it belongs because I say that it does, and put it in our little pocket. And I will probably end up sewing along the top here. All my thread on this spread, instead of using white thread, or I actually usually use a light gray colored thread on everything, I'm going to be using gold metallic, just because it's, it's a wintry type spread, and because it goes along with kind of the golds and silver we have going on. So we're going to use some gold thread. That'll just be fun. Down here, you can see that we ate a lot. So we have some food pictures here, and instead of, and I grouped those all in one row. Well, pretty much one row. Here's another food picture. So I kind of kept the food pictures together. I don't really know why. They would be fine spread around. But I did have this space open here. And again, I'm going to cut some of these little typed labels here. And I just use my old-fashioned manual typewriter, but you could, of course, you know, get a journaling, or excuse me, a typewriter font and use that too. But I'm just going to take, like for this, I'll probably trim this a little bit shorter just because if I didn't, it would take up too much of that 2x2 photo, and add a little caption as to where this is. So some of those are going to have that on there, and I will go ahead and sew that down. But I had this little veneer here, which kind of goes with a little veneer here. And while I do love the love veneer, I'm going to instead use one of these. I love these little everyday stickers from Evalicious. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Some really cute ones, lots of different ones that would work good on this spread. But I love this black and white Good Eats kind of chalkboard effect. And we're going to have a few clear pockets here. I had a challenge on one of my videos using a few see-through pockets. So this is another one. I have 2 vellum pockets, a wood veneer pocket. Down here we're going to have a little sequin one, and one's just going to have a rub-on on it. So this is a little bit of Ellie's Studio. This is the Snowflake. I don't know if you can see that veneer. So we're going to just put this right in the middle here, and it'll be along our food row. I'm not ever good at getting anything straight, so okay, we're gonna call that good. And I'm probably will add a little bit of gold thread through there, just because. Which I know is not a really good explanation, but I don't really have a reason to do it other than I will have these 3 will have a little bit of gold on there, so maybe I'll add it, or maybe I won't. I'm gonna drop down here. Breakfast place, another foodie photo. It was really good. This is, I don't really have a title as to where we went necessarily, but this photo is a photo of the, you know, infamous Chicago sign. So I cut this photo a little bit shorter because this cool printable, I wanted to be able to see a little bit of the gold behind there. So I'm just going to glue that down, and then it's going to allow some of those little gold specks to kind of like confetti. So you can kind of see that there. We'll just put that there. And I think that's fun just with a little bit of the gold flowing through. Here is just this isn't a printable, it's actually a piece of pattern paper. It was neutral, and it has presents kind of on the background, and I went ahead and typed. What I typed was that I treated myself to a few birthday items at Lush, but the busyness of the background prevents you, I think, from probably reading that very well. So I went ahead and typed it here, and I'm going to cut this out and add it on top of that. That way you can still see the pattern paper behind it, and but then you'll also be able to read the title better, or the little caption better. And I may have typed this too wide, so we'll see. Nope, that's gonna work. I just need to trim it a little bit. So I'm going to glue that down. I'll end up sewing around it. So we'll just kind of know that that's going to go there. In this little pocket here, I took a tag. I believe this is a set of the tags from Studio Calco, and obviously it was going to be too tall, although it would have been fine to have it sticking up a little bit. But I wanted it to be a little bit more cohesive, I guess. So I'm just going to have it like that. One thing that's bothering me, and it usually doesn't, so I don't know why it was, is this red string. Because I have so much neutral color and gold going on here, the red string is not making me too happy. So I have this more of a natural color with a little bit of, looks like a little bit of metallic-y tinsel. So I'm going to switch out that. And what I did was, this was a little bit of my birthday weekend to Chicago, a few things of just a little snippet of kind of a rundown of what this whole thing is about. You'll see that there's a gold star there, one of the gold rub-ons from Chick Tags. from this set. It's a well-loved set. This is either my second or third round of these. I'm gonna add a few more because it's kind of weird just to have this one star in the middle and you're thinking, why on earth? Well, it's because I messed up typing underneath it, so I'm hiding my mistake. But to make it seem like this isn't some random gold star, I'm gonna add a few more up here. So they have lots of different little shapes up here. So we're just gonna add a few more stars. And these rub-ons go on really well. Maybe make it a little, there we go, not so straight up and down. I'm going to take this end or this end here and rub on them. Okay. There we go. So that looks a little bit better and not so, what was she thinking? Okay. So we're going to get our more neutral thread in here. And this gold thread, then again, we'll just tie into, actually I'm going to tie it how theirs was. We'll tie into the gold thread that I'm using on the other pieces. And the string will hang out a little bit, and that's okay. Or you can tuck it in the pocket. Okay, so that's kind of fun, and I really like that better than I like the red, but with this layout, I just think this looks a little bit better. So that's fun, and it gives a little dimension too with hanging out. Or like I said, you could just feel free to tuck it in or clip it off if you don't want that. Down here, this is when we first started off, a little road trip picture, so I'll end up adding a little caption there. See how fast they come together when you have several photos you need to use and you use a sheet of the printables. You can do this really quickly. We're going to carry over our gold theme, and I'm just going to put a gold star here for no other reason than I like gold and I like stars, and we're going to do it. That came off awesome. So that's a fun little clear area there. Here's a picture of a concert we went to go see, so that'll get its own little caption. And then because this was the birthday weekend, I used the printable that says cheers, and I just typed on it to another year. So we're going to, so simple, just in there, ready to go. And our bottom row here, another photo. This is the only photo that I think that I have of me from that weekend, which is fine. I probably have a few other ones of trying on clothes and to see if I like them or whatever. But this was, we were watching a parade and it was super duper cold. So I have a little label I'll add. Right here, I just have a few little sequins or some little gold ones to carry over the gold theme. And then some snowflakes because it was so cold that I think this is a fun little pocket. And definitely a see-through one. And then we're just going to sew along the top here with that gold thread when I go over there. Again, another one of the printables here that I just added a little bit of typing about our weekend. And I liked the little heart within the wood grain there. I love how some of these, they have the gold going on. And for being just a printable, it looks really cool. And then here's another one of the Ellie Studios vellum paper, and this was one of the flaps. This is a printable that has a few more, you know, the little bit of the red and green along with the silver and gold, but I liked kind of having a little bit of that color there too. And this is kind of how it's going to end up, but I'm going to go add my labels and sew them down, and then I'll kind of go show you what it looks like. So this is how our 2x2 spread ended up. You can see I added a little bit of gold up here, and then I went ahead and highlighted my words with the gold thread. There's gold thread throughout that you'll see a little bit there underneath the cheers, and of course with the sequins. And then you can see I went through and added my little labels, I guess you would say, to the pictures and things, and our little tag twine here sticking out. I went ahead and I did add a little bit of gold through there, but it's fun just to see a little bit of that gold peeking through. A couple things. The page protector I'm actually using is a coin protector that you would get like at an office supply store like Staples. because at the time there wasn't any 2x2 protectors in the store. But at 2-piece now there are. October Afternoon has 2x2 size page protectors, as well as 3x3, 4x4. So there's a lot of those square sizes. And I will get asked how I printed these photos. I actually was lazy about it, and instead of loading them onto my computer and then using editing software or whatever to size the photos, I used my selfie printer with the Photo Collage app, and I just there's one on there that will print a couple of 2x2s. So I just did it wirelessly from my phone to make the whole process even easier. So there you have it, a way to incorporate the exclusive 2x2 printables in a 2x2 spread. So I hope you enjoyed this Project Life video here at 2 Peas in a Bucket.